All right. This picture is a picture to show the positive reinforcement, where if there's a reward available, then there's going to be a higher motivation to do the task that's been asked, and there'll be greater output in the task that was given. There's also a procedure used called stimulus fading when you're teaching a new task. You can use, for this example, they're teaching how to recognize the word banana. So they use a stimulus prompt out first with a picture of the bananas, and then the word banana, slowly faded the banana, and then just use the word banana. Here is a picture to show how ABA uses the prompting hierarchy. You can go most to least or least to most. If you go most to least, you start with a full physical prompt, and then you go to a partial physical prompt, and then a model, and then a visual picture, then a verbal prompt, a gesture prompt, and then finally a natural cue. If you're going from least to most, then you start with a natural cue and you end with the full physical prompt.
To summarize what Shanae stated about ABA and school-wide positive behavior support are not the same concept, we will talk about the fact that applied behavior analysis criticized the punitive measures used in positive behavior support. When we are working in the school system, principles need to be based on some academic basis, and with applied behavior analysis, that is not always the case. PBIS focuses on broad changes in the environment and lacks a technical rationale for why changes produce targeted outcomes. Applied behavior analysis is based on an approach in which trained and certified professionals, such as a board-certified behavior analysis, train staff on the proper techniques to be implemented. Basic competencies in applied behavior analysis and the training required defined by the behavior analytic community are enumerated in the requirements of the Behavior Analysis Certification Board. Requirements state that applied behavior analysis exhibits a sophisticated approach to functional assessment and a firm grounding in operant conditioning principles and behavior change methods as they apply to complexities of daily life. Positive behavior support does not require all these techniques and criticize these when implementing.
So now we're that ABA and PBIS are based on the same principles. How many schools are implementing PBIS?
According to the school-wide PBIS website, swpbs.org, as of 2009, over 7,000 schools in 37 states are using PBIS.
Can you expand on the treatments used to ensure treatment fidelity?
According to the Horner and Sugai article I referenced earlier, schools implementing PBIS with high fidelity do the following 4 things. First, they establish engaged leadership teams. Second, they deliver training and support to teams. Next, they provide resources and time for this training and time for the participants to practice the new skills. And lastly, they adapt procedures in response to the data and organizational variables of the school.
The next few questions are for the side that ABA and PBIS are not based on the same principles. Is there data showing that either PBIS or ABA is more effective than the other?
There are currently no conclusive studies showing that one approach is better than the next. The most effective approaches are intensive and implemented as early as possible.
Is there data showing that one is easier to implement than the other?
Positive behavior support is the easiest to implement due to the fact that it is non-technical in nature and it is prevention-based. Also, according to Tier 1 and 2, which states that all treatments are unmodified and they're not functional behavior assessment. On the contrary, applied behavior analysis is complex in nature and must be conceptually systematic.
That concludes our debate. Thanks everybody for listening.